It started with a voicemail I wasn't meant to hear. Her voice, calm, amused. Her sister's, curious, prying. And then, the sentence that stopped everything. He'd be lost without me organizing his life. A pause. Then, laughter. Two versions of her, overlapping in mockery. I listened twice. Once for the words, once for the tone. Arrogance has a sound. Smooth, unhurried, certain it will never echo back. I said nothing. That night, I stood in the living room, looking at the order she'd always taken credit for. The perfectly aligned books, the calendar she'd curated, the routines she believed she'd built for me. I felt nothing. Just an old, familiar stillness. By morning, I was gone. No argument, no note, just absence. When she woke, her phone would buzz with missed calls, and silence would answer every one. She'd built her comfort around being needed. She was about to learn what it feels like to become irrelevant. For years, she made herself the architect of my existence. Bills, schedules, contacts, her name hovered over every reminder, every notification. It started subtly. Let me handle that. Then, you'll just forget. Eventually, you couldn't manage without me. I let her believe it. People like her need belief more than truth. She didn't organize my life. She organized her control. Every to-do list was a leash. Every calendar alert, a quiet claim of ownership. To her, I wasn't a partner. I was a project. Something to maintain, polish, display. But order isn't control. It's dependency disguised as competence. And I was trained to see dependencies. 18 years in interrogation work had taught me that power rarely shouts. It whispers through structure, through patterns, through the illusion of help. She thought she was the structure. She was just part of the pattern. When I walked out, I erased nothing. I just replaced the architect. 2 months passed before she found me. I'd moved into a small downtown loft, minimalist, functional, quiet. No clutter, no color. A reflection of who I'd become without her fingerprints smudging the edges. I rebuilt everything she thought I couldn't. Finances, work systems, travel schedules, all precise, efficient, effortless. But I didn't do it alone. There was someone new. A woman who understood order without obsession, precision without ego. Her name was Claire, former data analyst, calm, methodical, unflinching. We met through a consulting project. I hired her part-time at first, to streamline operations. Within weeks, she had reorganized everything. My files, my contacts, my time. No drama, no control, just clarity. And she did it quietly, the way strength always does. Then, one night, the knock came. 3 sharp taps, familiar rhythm, her rhythm. I almost didn't open the door, but curiosity, cold and detached, wanted to watch her see it. She burst in before I could speak, angry, breathless, rehearsed. "I can't believe you'd just disappear. You—" Her voice caught. Her eyes scanned the room. The shelves aligned, the desk spotless, the faint scent of order that wasn't hers. Her expression faltered. Then she saw her. Claire sat at my desk, typing quietly, professional, unbothered by the intrusion. "Can I help you?" Claire asked, tone neutral. The woman I'd once loved turned pale. Her lips trembled before the words could form. Because she recognized her. Her sister. The one person who had always been the mirror she avoided. The one she dismissed as cold, unfeeling, too focused on work. The irony hit her like a pulse beneath the skin. Her sister turned her gaze on her, steady, indifferent. "He needed structure," she said simply. "I'm just doing my job." It wasn't a taunt, it was the truth, delivered clinically. My ex looked at me, waiting for rescue. I said nothing. Sometimes silence speaks louder than any verdict. There was no need to gloat. Revenge, done right, doesn't require noise. Within days, word spread. Her friends heard from her sister first. They always do. Whispers about how he moved on with her own blood. I didn't confirm. I didn't deny. The uncertainty did the work for me. Her pride couldn't survive ambiguity. It needed a clear villain, a clean story. But there wasn't one. There was just truth. Raw, uncomforting, undeniable. She had built her self-worth around being indispensable. Now, even her sister replaced her effortlessly. That was the revenge. Not betrayal, replacement. Weeks later, Claire asked if I regretted it. I told her regret requires emotion. This was calculation. Control, when taken from the manipulative, becomes clarity for the controlled. Sometimes I think about that voicemail. The laugh, the certainty, the arrogance of thinking I was something to manage. Now, my life runs smoothly. Not because someone organizes it, but because no one owns it. She hasn't called again. I doubt she ever will. Pride won't allow it. But I imagine she still wonders if it was real, if I chose her sister to hurt her, or if I simply stopped choosing her. The truth? It doesn't matter. I didn't build the perfect life to prove her wrong. I built it to prove I never needed her permission to exist. And when she saw that, when she recognized the woman behind the desk, she finally understood what losing control really looks like.